pandemic show aims to launch world government Project Blue Beam next. The fake coronavirus pandemic now being promoted around the world is aimed at creating a world republic, P3 Freemason sources say. The coronavirus fear is also being used by the U.S. corporation as an excuse for their February 16 default. Just like the proverbial schoolboy who said, "The dog ate my homework," these people are saying the virus ate my financial system. That is more face-saving than saying, "I got cut off because I haven't been paying my bills for 40 years. In any case, what this means is they have lost the ability to create central bank funding money to prop up markets and keep themselves in power. The owners of the U.S. corporation have been using a coincidental mention of a deadly virus in 1980's book to propagate the message they have planned these events years ago. They use this to tell the Asian to roll over our bones or face the music. The propaganda rag popular mechanics of the 11 September BS infamy has contributed to their fear-mongering with the following headline. Whip, scientists found 28 new virus groups in the melting glacier. This is how the world ends. The answer given was, "We will face the music," Asian secret society sources say. When the current battle of humanity versus the virus ends, a new battle will begin for sure, they acknowledge, indicating they are in for a long haul. The good guys in the West, for their part, know the Chinese characters for crisis mean danger and opportunity, and are using this default to try and usher in the more benevolent system for taking care of the planet Earth. To this end, the White Dragon Society has proposed the activation of a Project Blue Beam type event to the Anglo-Saxon Five Eyes Alliance White Dragon Society sources say. Project Blue Beam is a fake end-time scenario using holograms, computer graphics, and real military displays, they say. The idea would be to state what is known as a liminal event, something like a wedding or a coming-of-age planetary ceremony, the sources explain. The proposal has not been finalized at this point, they add. While attempts have been made to debunk Project Blue Beam, there can be no doubt it's technically possible. The ability to project giant holograms in the sky was proven in combat during the Second Iraq War. Also, the use of computer graphics on TV news could now easily create a World War III type scenario. By adding military forces in action, it would be easy to convince the sleepwalking majority that the event was real. Insiders like readers of this newsletter could just relax and enjoy the show. In any case, there can be no doubt that the ongoing coronavirus panic is designed to pave the way for emergency military rule and the start of the World Republic. What people need to keep in mind, though, is that it's all fake. Here, for example, is a frontline report from Italy on the pandemic. Italian Governor Zaia from Ventano region said, 80% of all sick people heal by themselves, 15% need medication, and 5% need to have hospital attention. All 17 people who died already have advanced health issues. No healthy people who caught the coronavirus has died. It's an alarm with no foundation. In the beginning, they react the way they did because they didn't have any real information about the virus. But after seeing what it is, the information is too exaggerated. Before we describe more fakery, though, we need to also point out some very serious special forces battles that are unfolding in severe key locations around the world. The most important action is now taking place in Zurich, Switzerland, according to MI6 sources. A senior MI6 sources say, "We believe Baron Nathaniel Rothschild is housed at a compound in Zurich, Switzerland. SIS has been dispatched to dislodge this past obstacle. Switzerland is tricky because it is a home to the CIA. As I am sure you already know, and also in the more esoteric world, a group called Swiss Octagon, who are what remains of the paradoxic bloodlines and pretty rough, dark characters of that. It is interesting to note that Japanese royal family sources have previously told us they also came from Egyptian pharaonic bloodlines. That is why a serious battle is also taking place in Japan, according to Japanese right-wing sources. In order to force the Zionist puppet government of Shinzo Abe out of power, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics will be cancelled, Japanese right-wing sources say. This will cause huge financial losses of Abe and his gangster strands and thus leave them open to payback, the sources add. On the surface in Japan, there is already deep panic about the so-called novel coronavirus. So far, schools have been closed nationwide. Concerts and public events have been cancelled and stores are running out of supplies. The photo below of a local supermarket, for example, shows all toilet paper and facial tissues have vanished from the shelves. CIA sources confirm the Zionist cable is now being dismantled. It has been in play for over a year already. They say the very top Zionists have gathered at the Den in Zurich, Switzerland, where they are being rounded up and ready for military tribunals. The Zionist cable is literally fighting for its life and is staging a massive propaganda attack against China with fake video of people hanging themselves or throwing themselves out of windows, plus fake news about half the world is already dead. However, people I talk to in China say life is getting back to normal. Japanese businessmen who deal with China tell me dozens of factory managers who talk to them about work is resuming. What is not resuming, though, is trade with the U.S. because the U.S. corporation has its credit cut off, China's sources say. That is why instead of admitting they can get stuff from China because they are defaulted, the Zionist propaganda is saying the reason is everybody in China died. Former CIA and U.S. Marine operative Robert David Steve described the U.S. situation as follows. President Donald Trump has publicly declared the coronavirus a hoax, but has been forced to backtrack by the political circus. He knows this was a false flag. He knows who is responsible, and he knows he is being lied to by both the CDC and the CIA. The story in all its nuance include a combination of biowarfare, 5G, and satellite lower immunity and radiation sickness, misdiagnosed as a new virus, and the information war waged by the City of London and Wall Street for insider trading and profit-taking. There are reports now of fake coronavirus testing kits being sent around US as part of the scam to blame bankruptcy on the pandemic. There are also reports that the virus combines HIV and Ebola. The Pope has joined the circus by saying he has the new coronavirus and is speaking to the public from behind the glass. Before you give in to the urge to panic though, please think back to Fukushima after March 11, 2011. The media, especially the fake media, was full of stories of how this was extinction-level event. Yet here I sit 200 kilometers from Fukushima and can report firsthand that there is no unusual high radiations, and in fact, there was not even one death in Tokyo from radiation due to the Xenosphere show. What is real though is that close to 20,000 people died from a tsunami caused by nuclear weapons plant in the seabed. Rest assured military tribunals will bring the perpetrators to justice. Mark my words. Benjamin Netanyahu, it all will face a Nuremberg-type trial. The battles for the planet Earth is now entering a cleanup phase. One group that still has not surrendered is a German faction. MI6 summed up the situation in this way. The Germans are hoping mad about Brexit, so they will kick and scream at their EU project breaks up before their eyes. The Vatican is already over and done. Relating to this is a huge fight in Malaysia aimed at preventing the public disclosure of Flight 270 and 78 that would expose the Bilderberger Nazi Dutch royals. Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad has been temporarily ousted from power as a result, but the battle is far from over. It's certainly no coincidence in this context that Goldman Sachs-linked fugitive financier Joe Low was spotted in Wuhan, China just around the time of the coronavirus outbreak. in the Middle East. Meanwhile, we are starting to see a de facto alliance between Turkey and Israel, as both countries realize that only together can they prevent Russia and the US military from removing their governments from power. Turkey has begun flooding Europe with refugees against while threatening to close the Bosphorus Straits. Israel, of course, is using its usual blackmail, be it biological, sexual, nuclear, or otherwise. In fighting these people, remember, you have nothing to fear but fear itself. Love is the most powerful force in the universe and will win for sure.